You think of yourself as a perfectionist and use that as an excuse to never get things done. You keep lying to yourself because you never took the time to self-reflect on what you're actually doing. A rookie mistake is you confuse being smart and well-spoken with being mature. You say you're just passionate or hot-tempered when in reality, you're like a baby when the toy is taken away from you. Emotionally immature people have already taken offense to this and been triggered by the video. Oftentimes, your actions and words come before your thoughts, so you leave negative comments on the internet in the shadow of digital anonymity. But in reality, you're emotionally unevolved or unavailable, incapable of emotional intimacy, or simply scared to go deep. You're almost afraid of big emotions, so you hide and avoid them. And we're just getting started here. By the end of this video, you'll have a full list of red flags that you or someone you care about needs to focus on, and fixing them will upgrade yours or their lives and relationships. Here are 15 signs you are emotionally immature. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Number 1, you're emotionally manipulative. You don't care or understand how you make others feel. It's the lack of empathy that's the biggest pointer of this. You're even devious with it, aren't you? You play on other people's emotional heartstrings to get them to serve you. You say things like, "Oh, if you love me, you'll do it," or "If you really loved me, you wouldn't have forgotten." Outside of your inner circle, you manipulate people to sacrifice their time to serve your interests. You expect people to drop what they're doing in order to do things for you. You want it done, and you want it done now. Deep down, you actually take pride in your ability to manipulate others. You make others feel bad because it makes you feel strong and powerful to know that you can. Emotionally immature people never take the time to self-reflect on why they inflict emotional pain onto others. Number 2, you refuse to apologize when you screw up. Because in your mind, if other people did what you wanted them to do, it wouldn't have come to this. Nothing is ever your fault, and even if it is, it's a minority fault. Emotionally immature people are proud. You act and push ahead as if you're right, even if deep down you know you're not. You're able to push people into submission by playing on words and being louder, not necessarily by being right. How many times have you been in an argument where you know deep down that you're at fault, but still tried to make it seem like it's the other person's fault? Emotionally immature people insist on having the last word. Emotionally immature people cannot handle criticism. You feel attacked or insulted, even when it's not the case. You take offense to things people didn't say to you. You even read into things that aren't even there. Number 3, you are often the victim. You say things like, "You did this to me," or "Look what you've made me do." Instead of admitting that you made a mistake, you deflect it onto others. You were probably raised by emotionally immature parents who blamed you for everything. So now as an adult, you feel like things are happening to you. You use the trauma of the past as a get-out-of-jail-free card. In some cases, you feel like a burden. You feel like you have to go around fixing other people's problems. You are a victim by choice. You can choose at any point to change, but you're comfortable in the victim position because you like other people feeling bad for you because it makes you feel seen. Number 4, you only enjoy talking about yourself. Other people are boring, aren't they? Why waste time talking about their trivial lives when everything happening in your life is a lot more interesting? Emotionally immature people are self-centered. They're usually narcissists. You love talking about your successes, but you refuse to talk about your mistakes or your past. Unless the conversation puts you on a pedestal or in a good light, you're not there for it. You know you're emotionally immature if you feel the need to one-up others. You talk a lot. Even when people open up to you about their problems, you immediately make it about yourself and your past experiences. You're quick to offer advice, even when people only want to vent because you're unable to read the situation properly. Number 5. You never spend time with yourself. You can't be alone or stay still because the things you've bottled up will come to the surface. The past is the past unless it serves you. You don't want to open up. You don't want to talk about your past. You don't want to feel like you're put under a microscope. Why? Because that light will reveal your flaws, your insecurities, and show everyone that this facade you've built is barely kept together by duct tape. You polish the exterior, but feel like deep down, you're rotten. The problem is the only way to get out of this is to let the light in. Sun is the best disinfectant. Emotionally immature people never go to therapy or meditate. Being vulnerable in front of someone would only confirm what you feel deep down. A powerful sign of emotional maturity is someone who is willing to invest in their evolution. Meditation has helped us to deal with almost all of our issues of the past, but not the generic stuff you find on YouTube. We know the pain you feel and what it's like when you're alone with your darkness. We spent almost 1 full year traveling the world in order to craft a unique style of meditation that's tailored to people like us and like yourself. Give us the chance to hold your hand and teach you how to heal yourself. Go to Alux.com/meditation and enroll in our course, Mind Mastery. 21 days from now, you'll feel real change. And just for people watching this video, use the promo code EMOTION for 25% off. We're willing to put our reputation on the line for this. If for any reason you believe you didn't get way beyond your money's worth from this premium experience, we will give you all of your money back, no questions asked. You have a choice to make now. Who do you want to be? Go to Alux.com/meditation right now. Number 6. The world doesn't understand your potential. Emotionally immature people believe they're destined for greatness, but here's a brutal wake-up call. The world judges you based on your actions while you judge yourself based on potential. That's where the disparity between your belief and that of others comes from. You feel like you're larger than you are, but objects in the mirror may actually be smaller than they appear. What have you done? What are your real accomplishments? If you put all the bullshit aside, what value do you actually bring to the table? Look, it's just you and I here. Deep down, you know the truth and whether or not you're happy with it. Another hidden trigger is you have a hard time accepting praise, and you never feel like your accomplishments are good enough. Emotionally immature people touch both ends of the spectrum. You either think you've done more than you actually did, or you think you haven't done enough. Number 7, you have your own truth. You know when people say, that's your truth, you've got yours and I've got my truth? Well, those people are kind of off the mark. They're not talking about the truth. They're talking about their lived experiences. There's no such thing as your truth. Truth is factual. Even that image your aunt keeps sharing on Facebook is idiotic. For those just listening, the image is of 2 people looking at a number on the floor and arguing if it's a 6 or a 9. And the problem we have with this one is that those 2 people are obviously wrong. Somebody painted that number on the ground with a specific purpose. Either ask the person who put it there or look at how it aligns with the other numbers. Truth is revealed by factual foundations and purpose. Sorry to burst your bubble, but you don't get your own truth. Number 8. Other people's success bothers you. Emotional immaturity makes you jealous and envious. You think others are less than you are, but are getting more than what you're getting. You believe there can only be one winner. You think with a scarcity mindset. In your mind, if they eat, you will starve. You believe life is unfair. Emotionally immature people feel like they're in competition with the world and often feel like they're falling behind. So in order to make up for the lack of real achievements, you tell everyone about your plans and want everyone to celebrate them as if you've already achieved these things. You want people to clap for your effort. Number 9. You say that work-life balance is important to you, but you're always working. Emotionally immature people bury themselves in projects so they escape dealing with real issues. Some of you find comfort in work and being busy. Too many of you are always busy but never productive. If you're not in your project, you feel lost. Work-life balance implies a quality of life. Emotionally immature people procrastinate and fill their time with meaningless consumption. You don't even like the TV shows you waste hours watching. Your balance is work and then nothing. The reason why we point these things out is because you lack the internal maturity to realize what you're doing to your life. Deep down, you feel like something isn't right, but you're just not yet mature enough to do something about it. Number 10. Black and white mentality. It's either your way of doing things or not at all. Emotionally mature people believe in only one answer that they alone hold. They hold their point of view as the singular truth. They become annoyed at the mere suggestion of alternative perspectives, even if other perspectives might be more valuable or efficient. Black and white mentality comes from arrogance, and arrogance comes from the lack of emotional maturity. The smarter you are, the more you understand just how much you don't know, so you humble yourself and get back to learning. The richer you are, the more you understand just how many people are way richer than you, so you humble yourself and get back to work. Progress comes from humility, and in this sense, an arrogant person has nowhere to go. In their eyes, they've achieved their destination. Arrogance comes from insecurities. Arrogance comes from the need to defend the artificial image you've created. Because look, when you're the real deal, you don't need to tell people. They already know, because they saw it happen. Black and white mentality will keep you from growing. Nobody took the time to teach you these lessons growing up, so you tried to figure it out for yourself. You're finally at a point in life where you can humble yourself and actually grow instead of just pretending. And the Alux app does just that. It's the mentor, the teacher, the mother or father you didn't have but needed, distilled in a way that's applicable to you right now. So go to Alux.com/app and download it today. The app is free for 7 days if you try it out and select the cheapest subscription. All of our premium learning packs are included with every active paid subscription, so there's thousands of dollars worth of value for the price of one chicken sandwich. Number 11. You shield your insecurities in sarcasm and humor. You're the joker, right? You make people laugh, but are they laughing with you, or are they laughing at you? You mask your insecurities in snarkiness. You disguise your bullying as jokes. You say things like, I'm joking, when deep down you knew exactly what you were doing. You deflect from reality through humor. For you, everything is a joke because reality would require your honest, true self. You're not Chandler, okay? It takes skill to be genuinely funny. It requires empathy and a subtle understanding of human nature to actually be funny. It takes intelligence. In reality, you're just a mean person getting away with it by saying they're just jokes. Number 12. You break up or walk away fast. When things get serious, you walk away. When things get hard, you walk away. At the first sign of hardship, the relationship is over. You want others to chase after you and beg you to come back. Emotionally immature individuals act like kids in a supermarket, throwing a tantrum over trivial things. Emotionally immature people make for poor employees and even worse bosses. They also make for terrible team players. Being the mature one in the relationship sucks, especially when the problems are serious. Men who take too long to propose are often emotionally immature. This signals to the world that although you live together, although you love and trust each other, there's still the option of leaving. You can't build a family together if the suitcases are ready by the door. Number 13. Minor inconveniences ruin your day. You know the people who, just because someone screwed up their coffee order or didn't bring them the right meal, say their entire day is ruined. Someone cuts in front of them in traffic in the morning, and the entire day goes downhill from there. Some of you are those people. You like to exaggerate the impact of small events. You're like those soccer players who won't stop spinning at the slightest touch. You exaggerate the inconveniences others create for you because you need the attention. Number 14. You're jealous of other people's relations to your friends. You are so insecure and afraid of abandonment, you dislike your friends' friends just because they might leave you for them. You grow only when you understand that there are no friends or enemies, only teachers. So instead of developing the relationship and making sure everything is well, you start to poison the relationship. You spread gossip, you plant ideas, and pass on words unspoken. You are the toxic friend. You are the toxic partner. You are the toxic employee. Emotional maturity allows you to see the value in yourself without being threatened by others. Number 15. You crumble easily under stress. Let's be honest here. You live a pretty comfortable and blessed life, yet you love to complain about how difficult it is. How your partner needs your attention and this stresses you out. How your friends want to hang out and it stresses you out. How your business is growing or your boss needs you to get shit done in a timely manner. So once again, you're stressed the F out. Emotional immaturity is signaled by a feeling of captivity in the most trivial of things. You feel like crying all the time, although nothing tragic has happened. You simply expected it to be easy, and it isn't. You expected your relationship to be like it is in the movies. You expected your business to be like the success stories you read about. But reality is different because you never saw behind the curtain. Well, life is happening behind the curtain, and the world sees only the highlights you bring out. We learned this in one of our app sessions with a clinical psychiatrist. Stress is a choice, and stress will kill you. As John Lennon puts it, life is what happens to you while you're making other plans. And as it happens, you're making a choice to be stressed and unhappy until the plan is fulfilled. Emotional immaturity will sabotage your growth. It will sabotage your relationships. And hopefully this video has opened your eyes to some of the things you might be guilty of. In a few days' time, we'll do signs of emotional maturity, and we'll link to it in the description. Now, today we're gonna skip the question and go straight to the bonus. On breakdowns. Every once in a while, you might feel like breaking down. But what exactly is breaking down? Well, in your mind, the answer is you, your identity, and who you've become. In reality, you've bottled up so much and have lived in this make-believe reality where you ignore what's happening for too long, to the point where your ability to hold on to this faux reality is breaking apart. Your true self can no longer ignore what's been happening internally and spiritually, and it's signaling that to you. It takes an emotionally mature person to diagnose and understand what is going on in their lives when negative feelings start coming in. Here's a golden nugget that we've learned firsthand, and this is only for you true Aluxers watching these videos until the very end. Depression sets in when your internal person no longer wants to play the role that you've created in outside reality. Even the word itself is derived from this: deep rest. Because that's what the body and mind requires. Your body needs to be in a deep rest from playing this character you've put on for others, and it needs to go back to being its true self. Rediscover your love for your hobbies. Take photos, ride bikes, be in nature, get some sunlight, and drink water instead. You'll feel the chemistry change. The closer you are to your true self, the better life feels. We believe our life is amazing as we spend it genuinely doing what makes us happy, and we hope that one day you will too. If you're smart enough to understand the importance of emotional maturity in life, that means you score high in EQ, emotional intelligence. And if this video made sense to you and you don't feel threatened or exposed, write the letters EQ in the comments. That way we'll be able to tell who among you has already transcended. Thanks for spending some of your valuable time with us today, Alux. We're so glad you did. If you enjoyed this one, please give us a like, hit that bell icon to never miss an upload, and hey, don't forget to subscribe.